Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening to Horror and Heels. If you're wondering how we're making this podcast, we're doing it through Anchor. You can go to Anchor FM to get started. It's free. They have creation tools that allow you to do it right on your phone or your computer. I edit. I'm actually recording this while I'm in my car waiting to go to my next client. They make life so easy. They even distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple, other sites. It helps you upload if you want to make a Patreon or anything. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. I know zero about formatting and doing this and that and the other thing, and Anchor makes it so easy. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. If you want to learn more, go to the Anchor app or anchorfm.com to get started. Thank you and have a great day.
For it.
All right. Hello. Okay. Hello and welcome to Horror and Heels. I'm your host, Jen.
And I'm your host, Alicia. And today we are talking about the 1985
Night.
Yes. Very exciting. Very, I would say, reminiscent of the times kind of vampire movie. We were asked by one of our fellow Instagram partners what we thought one of the most iconic horror villains of all time was. And for me, it is Dracula because he laid the footwork for so many other vampires that came after him that it's, you know.
So iconic in general, not like for the 80s, but just in general.
No, in general, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, and I would just like to give a little shout out. We've had some people saying some very nice things to us on the iTunes podcast.
Woo, we got 7 whole ass reviews. Not reviews, but
yeah, but
ratings.
people
Yeah.
like things. And they've all been 5 stars. And only 2 of those do I know who they're from. So thank you, Cousin Colleen, and thank you to my perpetually scared husband. But we would also like to shout out Audie912. Thank you so much. She said, love your podcast. So much fun. Excited to rewatch some of these movies as I haven't watched in years. Can't wait to hear more. So we appreciate you taking the time to do that. And guys, if you write a review, we will read it.
Yeah, we do. We check it almost every day.
Yeah. Because I need the validation.
Yeah, right. We wake up and we text each other like, oh my God, we got 9 plays today. And we feel very good about it. So
9 whole plays. Imagine how we'd feel if we got to 10 people. Just imagine it.
We'll send you the underwear if you
We'll send you something. But we should get into this movie. This is the quality content
yes.
you come
Okay.
to expect here.
So first of all, I one interesting fact that I'm sure you read, but this film was $9.5 million budget.
And 1 million of that was special effects.
Special effects.
And that was the most special effects ever spent in a vampire movie to date.
Yep.
And you can tell where they've used them. You can tell where that budget was used. Did you see the interesting fact about the bat?
Which one?
So the bat prop was original.
Oh, yes.
On
no,
the Ghostbusters set. Mm-hmm. Ghostbusters felt it was too crazy for a PG movie.
Yep.
And they were like, well, can we steal that prototype? Because that'll be great for our bat. And they were like, a studio is always willing to save a buck. So take it. And that's how that.
It was supposed to be the librarian, right? That's what the fact said. It was the bat at the librarian.
Yes, at Ghostbusters.
In Ghostbusters, yeah. So the movie starts, and Charlie's trying to get it on with Amy, who's not having it. But he's been hanging there for a year.
A year? I know. I was like, Amy. Well, although
Get out. Come on, girl.
I gotta say, first off, also read in the reviews that we could have had Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Charlie. that might have done something for me. Nobody in this movie did a damn thing. As I said to Jen, I'm the opposite of WAP right now. That's literally what I texted her. I was like, are they trying to say that the main vampire dude, Jerry, is alluring? So
it's Prince Humperdinck from The Princess Bride, okay? So yeah, I can
know who he is.
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, he wasn't
The Princess Bride.
Oh, he was awful.
What?
He was awful.
He was awful.
Yeah.
So you don't even look at him in any kind of way beyond his personality. So maybe he was just really good at playing awful people. I believed he was a vampire. I believed he wanted to drink my blood. I'm just not like Charlie's mom, just
all about it.
She was, first of all, love a woman who wants the neighborhood tea. Like,
she was like,
oh, my neighbor moved in, blah, blah, blah. Then Charlie comes home the next day after seeing. So it's very funny. Oh, I should preface this by saying this is my first viewing of both of these. So I literally write down, oh, no, let's go back. I'm jumping. Charlie is sexually frustrated.
Hold on, pause. When you talk to the mic, because it goes far away when you look at your paper.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry, guys. No. Sorry.
So we can edit that in post.
Well, we can't edit what we've already. It's okay.
It's fine.
Better now?
Uh-huh.
Oh, great. So they're trying to get it on, and then all of a sudden, Charlie's looking out the window and sees a casket. Not gonna lie, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty big house, and I'm not sure that I wouldn't have just assumed that they're building a, nice little, help me. Funeral parlor.
I was like, what? I was like, I have no idea where you're going with this.
A nice little funeral parlor. That's what I would assume if I saw that. Not with any of my neighbors, because like our houses aren't big enough. I'm saying I see a house that big. I'm assuming funeral parlor if I also see a casket.
Right.
But I'm not typical to jump to the worst case scenario, even though I've seen a ton of horror movies.
Though, moving it at night is what I think was like, why are you doing this at night? Like,
right.
Like, if
that I do agree with.
That's what makes it a little creepy.
So then, after Charlie go downstairs.
No, but wait, we can't skip over that he's been trying to get with Amy, and then she's finally like ready, and she's like on the bed, like, come over here, big boy, and he's like, you gotta come see this. And she's like, no, come over here, I'm naked. And he's like, no, the neighbor is like moving a coffin. I was like,
she's like, Charlie, no one cares. I gotta tell you, when I'm ready, we could be having an earthquake, and my husband would be like, no, we're doing this. We'll worry about the earthquake later. Don't even.
I was like, dude, you've been waiting for a year. You're gonna let that just
yeah.
go by? Okay. All right. But anyway, I didn't want to glaze over that because it does come up again later.
So let's discuss when they go downstairs. They go in to talk to the mama, whom very bold. Mama's right upstairs. What kind of fuck?
She's.
I mean,
listen. Reading between the lines.
Well, let's also discuss the fact that I think Mama thought they were already.
Oh, she was picking out.
She calls them lovers.
She does. And she's like, what's wrong? Like, she was expecting them to come down with that afterglow.
Right,
like she was going to be like, I made you snacks. Like, here's some celery and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Here's Gatorade.
So then, once again, Charlie's obsessed with the dude next door. And I did like that the mom called him out and was like, that wasn't very nice. Like, you should have walked Amy to the door. Walk her to the door? Where does she live that you're not walking your girlfriend home in the pitch black?
Oh, so my dad brought that up.
To her car.
But she drives that little moped thing. So.
Oh, yes.
Later she drives it. So, because my dad thought that. He was like, why isn't he walking her home? And then later she drives that moped up. So that's why he would just have to walk her, just because he can't ride on the moped. She's an independent woman.
I understand, but you can at least walk somebody
to the moped.
I have to tell you, before my husband and I were married, when I would go to his apartment and I would leave for the evening, he would walk me to my automobile like a man with manners. I'm an independent woman. It doesn't mean, my independence doesn't mean that you shouldn't act
like a gentleman.
like a gentleman. Yeah.
Amen, sister. I am all about chivalry. I can be an independent, strong woman and still want a gentlemanly, chivalrous man. That's all I'm saying.
Behavior. Till the day my mother passed away, and this I don't like, this actually, but it was very sweet. My stepfather opened the car door for her every time she got into that car.
Yeah.
That's a little much for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And only really for me, because I don't know, like, especially my husband's truck, I'm very awkward getting into this thing. Like, I've got to, like, pull up and kick out.
I want that on a shirt. Pull up and kick out.
Pull up, kick out. That's how I get into a car. That's once again, the content you're here for, people. The content. If you think I'm divulging a lot this week, everyone, in a few weeks we are going to have horror author Brandon McNulty on, and he actually knows me in real life, so I'm sure you'll all get some good tea from that.
Oh my God, we have so many good guests coming up.
So many good guests, guys, so get excited. So I think I'm in love with Charlie's mom. She is totally, she's the best. She calls him out on his bad behavior, but also supports other behaviors in her home. She's
kind of like, whatever.
She's a cool mom. Now, the next day, Charlie meets the lady of the night, shall we call her? Also
the neighborhood lady of the night. So,
yeah. And I go, and literally before I even knew she was a prostitute, everyone, I go, ooh, Charlie wants that high class call girl. Literally. Call her. Mom is the town gossip. She wants all the tea. She's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe the new guy's gay. And Charlie's like, oh, he's not gay. And she's like, what? What do you know? Tell me right now.
She's like, I got book club tomorrow. I got to bring the gossip. I got to bring the tea. I got to know what's going on.
Oh, Jen, I'm telling you, want like great gossip in your community? Join the moms group.
Oh God, moms. I should just join the moms group as a single woman with no children.
Yeah. It'll be great. We have some guys in our Long Island moms group which can fuddle me, so God bless. Okay, so let's just talk. Trespassing. Don't do it.
Oh my God. Why? And he goes at night, and it's like, I'm just gonna not even try to sneak. I'm just gonna go and just openly try to open this man's basement door. I was like, that's not even kind of a smart move.
And then he lies to the vampire's killer, and is like, oh, I'm doing nothing. And the vampire's keeper is like, good, better keep it that way.
Yeah. He's almost creepier than Jerry, though, if I'm being honest.
Oh, he is way creepier than Jerry.
Like, he's like real life creepy. Like I would not be able to sleep at night thinking about him just as a person over a vampire.
You know who else I couldn't sleep at night knowing is in my life? Ed,
I hate him so
much.
From the first word that came out of his mouth, I was like, I hate his voice. I hate everything about him. I mean, he's like the worst best friend. And then they don't even really like explain their relationship, because like you think they're friends, but then he's like paying him to help him out.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
I looked that up, everyone. So, hold on. So he goes to the cops. That detective would not have brought Charlie.
Me and my dad were like, officer, I don't need to be here. Like, that's called an anonymous tip.
Yeah.
Because when this goes sideways, and they know
then
that
Charlie goes with the vampire story. That's not smart.
Oh, in the vampire's house, to the guy.
Yeah.
I was like, Charlie, well, I mean, he's 17, but a stupid 17, because, number one, I'd have been like, I'm not going to the house with you. You do that on your own, because when this goes sideways, I don't want him to know that I reported you, or that I reported him.
By the way, the vampire nails, Lee press-ons. That's just a little insider tip from a nail tech to all of you. So now, Charlie goes to Ed. Now, Ed is clearly a crazy person and doesn't even believe him.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. And that's not that actor's voice, because I've seen him in other things.
Yeah, he was
perfectly normal.
Something evil, which was weird that his name was evil. I think they could have done more to dive into his love of vampires and stuff.
Right.
And
so I looked it up. $8, $20 today for something you could have done a 2-minute library search on. Go, hey, librarian, you got any books on vampire law? She'll show you where in the card catalog those fine items are located. This was 1984, so we're going to have to go to the Dewey Decimal System for that one. She's going to show you them on a rack. You're going to read them in the library for free. $8 or
we are all about free over here.
$20.
Yep.
Just a tip from me to you. And then the librarian just thinks you're a person doing a book report on vampires. And your best friend doesn't think you're a crazy person who thinks your neighbor is a vampire. Yeah. So a lot of problems solved.
Yeah. Playing it fast and loose with the term best friend, because that was like, again, confuses their relationship.
Well, it's all I got, okay?
Brewster! Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to go back there.
He didn't have any other friends.
Do you know that?
So
that guy, he actually auditioned. He thought he was going to play Charlie.
Right.
And he was upset when he was told he's going to play Ed. But I'd be like, sweet, I get to do the vampire makeup? Yeah.
So, the last thing Evil says to him is, now, make sure you don't let him in. Mm-hmm. So we, of course, because it's now 2020 and we're very smart viewers of movies, knew the next scene would be him walking into the house with that vampire. Because Mama wants to get it in. She's hot for this. Now, I've got a lot of questions, but...
I think it's just he's a single man, her age, living next door.
Okay, sure.
No kids.
I said to Ed, I go, no. And Ed goes, well, my husband never has theories, so this was very exciting for me, everyone. And he goes, well, maybe that was the point, to show you how well his vampire charms are working.
His pheromones.
No, he's not that good looking. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. We got maybe.
That's a strong maybe.
Strong maybe.
Strong maybe.
So I'm in love with the mom satin eye mask. I just have to say that.
You know, we can get you one on Amazon.
I mean, I'm sure I can. I actually have, and I keep trying it because I feel like it would be good, but it's like a nice weighted eye mask.
Oh, I do too.
Do you use it?
No, but I'm not an eye mask person.
I know, I keep trying.
I'm like, when I'm sleepy, I just go to sleep. Like, I don't, light's not gonna bother me. I'm just gonna...
So the vampire is super ugly when hurt. Soup's ugly.
Oh.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite line in the movie. Now, vampire's gone. Mama wakes up and Mama goes, Charlie, you don't look so great. I've got the overnight. We need to get some sleep. Do you want a Valium?
Hey.
Loved it. Do you want a Valium? That mom is every 80s trope, and I'm here for it. Great.
Giving the kids drugs.
So then,
here's drugs.
Yeah. So then he decides, I've seen this vampire hunter on television. I'm gonna go talk to Mr. Peter Vincent. That's like in today's world saying, Hugh Jackman has played Van Helsing. Let's go see if we can help him with this situation.
Like,
what?
I could see if he were 13. Like, you'd be like, okay, I understand why he'd go to this actor, man. But he's freaking 17 years old. Why does he think this man knows anything about actual vampires? I don't understand. And then he gets all his intensity when he's watching, and he's like, get him! And he, like, makes that face, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, bro, calm down.
Poor Amy gets all involved, and this man Peter Vincent's very down on his luck, so he decides to take poor Amy's $500 savings bond. For any of you that are wondering, that is $1,200 in today's money.
Which it wasn't $1,200 yet, probably.
No, it was, I see what you're saying.
I'm saying, yeah.
Straight 500.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're saying the savings bond probably hadn't even matured to 500.
Yeah, it wasn't even matured. Yeah.
Right.
And those things take a long time.
Oh, so long.
What's this?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And this is after he assaulted him in his own bedroom, right?
Oh, yes. But then the pencil stake went through the hand.
Yeah.
And got real ugly. So now you're dealing with a vampire.
Right.
You think a 70-year-old man with spray painted hair is going to help you.
Yeah.
Zachary was spray painted on. For reals, people. Look at that. Do a double take. And now We all know Vincent has never slayed shit, okay? He barely cuts his own meat. Let's get serious here.
Another throwback, actually, Vincent, another reference to Vincent Price.
Yes.
Because it was supposed to be played by Vincent Price, but he was too sick at the time.
Yep.
And was trying not to do horrors. So, Vincent Price was a big horror name.
Yep.
Huge. Anyway.
And then, so now, somehow, they get to the house. They get laughed out. But Peter Vincent says, I didn't see his reflection in the mirror. And he hightails it out of there like the wimp he is.
Oh, well, first of all, he's like, there's a whole setup here where they're like, let's convince Charlie that he's not a vampire by doing these tests. And the guy's like, oh, I'm a Christian, I don't want crosses. And it's like, well, if you're a Christian, you would actually not be bothered by the crosses. So that was a bogus excuse. And then he said he didn't want to drink the holy water. And he's like, well, it won't actually be holy. And I'm thinking, even if I'm just testing it to prove it wrong, I'm still going to actually have it just so that I know.
Right.
I'm like, why would you skimp on the holy water? Like, just bless it real quick and then have him drink it. And then if it doesn't do anything, you're cool.
Right.
I was so mad. I was so mad at that. I was like, what?
Well, because Vincent Price didn't want to aggravate an actual vampire and actually have to do anything.
Oh, man.
Oh, Peter Vincent. Sorry.
Yeah, Vincent.
Sorry.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay. It's still PV, VP, same initial.
Yeah.
They were like, we're just going to trick him and then we're just going to, calm him down. And I'd be like, right when he drank it, and he was like, "See, he's not a vampire." I said it at the exact same time as Charlie. I was like, "Then it wasn't blessed."
Yeah.
Like that would have been my reaction because I know for a fact this man was in my house as a vampire, so I know that was some bullshit. You did not bless that water, and I would have been like, "Let me just do it right quick right now, and then have him drink it." Also, did they not see him back up when he held up the cross? Like, it wasn't just like a little subtle. Oh, it was like a major backup. I was like, y'all are not catching things here, which I would have caught.
Right.
And so then he opens the mirror, doesn't see him.
Yeah. And then hightails it out of them. And Evil Eddie's like, I'm not walking Amy home. And then Evil Eddie gets got. But the vampire's like, oh, Ed, you can be of value to me. They'll all stop making fun of you. I shall turn you.
Mm-hmm. Take my hand.
Eddie would have been the last person in town I turned.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
I would have just killed it. Like I don't need him around forever. That's
no. Now, so then they get
he chases
them, and now they're in the club. How'd they get in? Really bad bouncers in that town.
Oh my! Well, no, they hopped in through the kitchen that was facing alley.
Right, no, I know how they got in. What I am saying is that in most clubs, like I have friends. They own establishments. The door leading between the restaurant, like the kitchen part, and the restaurant part, if it's a club, usually has a bouncer right there because that would be a prime way for minors to try to sneak. So most of the ones that I have friends with that work, if you can get into the kitchen from the outside, and most of the time you can because of fire laws, there's usually a bouncer in the club between the door that goes through the kitchen into the club area. Just how we work it here on Long Island. I don't know about other places.
I have no idea.
I mean, you're in LA, queen of the clubs. You're out there clubbing every night, Jenny.
Me. I'm the queen of the clubs. Oh, Lord. I haven't even seen the inside of a club.
I think the last time I went to a club, and I believe, and it wasn't really a club, it was like a restaurant that had karaoke or something.
It's all club. It's like a bar.
A friend of mine's a bartender, but anything that you would consider a club,
not for me.
College, or maybe one of my cousin's bachelorette parties. See how much I love you guys? I go to things like that. See, a lot of love. So they're running through. And, of course, the vamp gets Amy because it's a club and you'll get separated. It's just the law of nature.
They were standing together and he's on the phone and turns his back to the rest of the room, which you always do when you're afraid of someone. You get on the phone and then you face the wall.
Well, that's not how you do it?
No. I always, even when I'm sitting down at a restaurant to eat, like I need to be looking at what's happening. I have to have my back to the wall. I can't be facing a wall. It freaks me out. But yeah, and then he just comes over and his, vampirical pheromones get to Amy.
Overtook the Amy.
Yeah, overtook her and changed her hair and everything. Like she had like the little girl. She had the little barrette in her hair, and then all of a sudden it was gone, and she had like this sexy short curl thing going on.
And then it just keeps growing.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, she gets more of a figure, and you're like, isn't she wearing the same thing she was wearing before?
Oh.
And then then they get a little hot and steamy on the dance floor, which I'm sure would upset Charlie because he's been trying to get that for a year.
A year.
A whole year.
If only you knew, Charlie, all you needed was vampire pheromone.
That's all. Bottle that stuff.
So then Peter Vincent goes into Charlie's home where Evil Ed is waiting for him.
Well, that and what's his name?
Evil Ed shows up at his apartment.
Jerry's kidnapped. Oh, and then they show Jerry kidnapping her from the club.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he shows up at the and Ed as a vampire, believe it or not, is more annoying than Ed as a human being.
Shocking, but true.
You wouldn't think
it's possible.
At
least Bella Swan gets less annoying when she becomes a vampire. Not by much, people. Not by much, but at least a smidgen.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
he doesn't. Oh no, wait. He visited. Peter Vincent. He visited him in his apartment.
That's what convinces Peter that shit's going down.
Yeah.
He gets the phone call. He leaves the apartment, and now Evil Ed is in the house. And apparently he's going to become a wolf.
Yeah, because they shapeshift. Which now it's become a werewolf and a vampire, which are two of my least favorite horror monsters.
That death is gross. The werewolf death. Gross. You can see they spent a lot of that $1 million budget there.
The thing was kind of interesting how he melted from the werewolf and then melted into back into human. I was like, that's not the way I want to do that. Can I pick a different way?
Can it just be instantaneous? That'd be fabulous.
Yeah, I don't need this transition shit.
Like, I'm telling you people right now, any of you come for me and you want to kill me, that's fine. I'm here for it. Make it quick. Because if you allow me to, be bleeding out, now, you're probably not going to die, but I'm at least maiming your ass.
Oh, yeah. You're going to look like you want to fight, at least.
Yeah.
And Ed's... Oh, I'm sorry. Can we go back to Ed's teeth and how they get worse as he gets more vampire?
Oh, because they wanted a shark mouth look.
Yeah.
And it was like a weird prosthetic, and they all loved it, so they kept it. All of them have it.
Yeah. They all.
But they get worse.
When it starts, it's just here, and then they get spaced out and jagged and just horrendous.
Well, to be fair, poor Ed didn't have great teeth to begin with. So.
Ooh. What a rough day he had as the first day as a vampire. I mean. I'd be like, so your first day as a vampire, first hour, and the first thing you do is go to the quote-unquote vampire slayer's house. Why is that your first move? Go find a girl in an alley somewhere. Why are you going straight to a source? Which is why he ended up with a cross burned on his head. Cross burned on his head, stake. He had a rough first day.
He broke a lot of rules.
Yeah, not a smart kid.
But listen, we saw Ed as not the sharpest of knives in the drawer.
No. So
we can assume that he's not going to really make it.
Yeah.
So they get to the house, and now Peter Vincent and Charlie have successfully killed the vampire's keeper, watcher, friend dude. What the fuck is leaking from him? Just green glue. Did they steal that from the Ghostbusters slot too? The slime glue? What is happening?
Yeah, it was.
There's where that $1 million budget went.
After he told him to stop, he had the gun and was like, stop. And then he shot him.
Yeah.
That part where they think he's dead and then he just sits up. Yeah. That was the scariest part to me, was his freaking melty face.
Goo coming out of him.
Yeah, I was like that. And then he turned to sand. I'd be like, no, F that noise. Either I melt or I turn to dust, but I'm not doing both. You can't liquefy me and turn me to dust. That's just not in the cards. Either or, guys, pick one, but I'm not doing both. That's disrespectful.
On the plus side, though, dust would make you a lot easier to clean up. Just
Oh,
saying.
then do that.
Just
I'm gonna be here. I don't
just
care.
Stacked, hoovered right up.
And then he did all that melting and dusting, and then he still had bones to spare to roll down the stairs.
Yeah, bones. You need bones.
Human bones.
So that window scene where now Jerry just comes right through the window. Very upset his little keeper's dead. So sad. So sad. He's doing a nice little poem to try to get Amy to kill them. It almost works, but it doesn't.
Well, because okay, so wait, you skipped over. He got Amy into the bedroom. He took Amy from the club, then had her in the bedroom by themselves. Bit her.
Yeah,
got her right.
talk about all that. All her hair's coming.
Oh,
there. Yeah.
No, that was just a club where her hair got bigger.
Well, now her hair's getting
That's
longer.
sexy.
Now that
Yeah,
she's
her hair-
been fit, she's in a new outfit.
She's like
looking
got a
great.
white dress on. She's on a fur like thing. So
Right,
Amy's
fur
now,
rug.
yeah, she's like turned, and he tricked Charlie into thinking she was okay, so he just locked him up in there.
Right.
And then yeah, so now she's trying to. He did the poem thing that you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So listen, they win because you know they're gonna. And the bat was great. Loved the bat. Thought it was worth the mill.
Oh yeah.
Whatever of the $1 million budget that they spent on it.
Amy was pretty scary looking as a vampire.
Can we just talk? Loved that they got to the basement. Love that they start breaking the windows. What kind of rich ass white people window nonsense is this? That basement has that many windows. I rode many houses with basements. I've got a house with a basement. I got 2 windows, and I gotta tell you, they're tiny.
I don't understand why he didn't concrete those bad boys up. Like if I'm a vampire, there is no natural lighting in my house ever. There
Right.
will never be any natural lighting in my house. Screw paint, screw wooden board. I'm putting concrete where that window used to be.
Correct. But also, those windows were too big for it to be technically a basement.
And under a building.
Yes, that those windows were not sub anything. Okay, that's the point I'm trying. So there's that. I'm trying to think. Oh, and then Charlie and Amy are back home, and they're finally getting it on. So.
But not without Peter Vincent giving them a wink from the television.
Oh yes,
Which was
I
fun.
love. How did he get? So you kill a vampire, you get your vampire TV show back. I don't
Been
understand.
fired. I guess he had a new found confidence. I don't.
Yeah, maybe. He
don't
was
know.
like, "Listen, guys, I did it. I killed one. So now you gotta."
Maybe.
Okay, no, this is.
Oh no, the best part was the for sale sign was up real quick. Like.
Now here's my thing though. Whom is selling? He had a will. He has a beneficiary because all the owners are dead.
Apparently the same real estate agent. She was waiting. She was like, "Well, I guess he's he's out, so it's back on the market."
Well, it seems like from what Mom said, that house had like a shady reputation to begin with. So maybe that.
Didn't they say he was a flipper though?
No, that's.
Yeah, she said. Yeah, she didn't say flipper, but for the '80s, she said he bought it and he was gonna redo it. So it was flipping before flipping was a thing.
Oh, okay. I thought she meant like he was gonna remodel it to live in it.
Yeah.
I see. Yours makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So overall thoughts.
I thought it was a fun. I'm not a big vampire movie fan to begin with. So as far as vampire movies go, this one I thought was pretty solid.
You liked it? Okay.
Yeah, just because, again, I don't particularly like vampire movies to begin with. But I liked the special effects. It was actually scary. Like, those vampires actually look scary.
Yes. No, they used that $1 million budget well. I gotta say, as a person, I don't love mixing lores. So I don't love that he changed from a vampire into a werewolf.
Yeah. But I guess that's
Wolf.
old. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's old, where they could change into any animal. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that.
Like, is he a werewolf? Is he a vampire? He's a werepire.
Yeah, I don't know.
Another fun fact, those contacts that they have were handmade plastic, and it said, like, it scratched, like, the Ed guy, like, it scratched his cornea, and then Amy had to, like, not shoot for a day because her eyes were hurting, and they had to be sanded down. Those are some rough contact lenses, which I'm like, ooh, Thank God we have
We got
our
new
soft-
technology now.
Yeah, because that's rough. I'd have been like, nope, sorry.
Yeah. No, my eyes are way too important.
Right.
I need those.
So other than the lore thing, how did you feel about it overall?
I liked it. This was my first time seeing it. I thought it was good. I think if I had seen it when it first came out, I would have definitely been more scared, only because those tropes then would have been new.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem with the vampire movies in general, is there's so much lore and people play off the lore that you kind of always
You already know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heard there's nothing.
That's why I enjoyed Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. Not even gonna
man.
lie, I loved that movie.
I don't think you can watch anything vampire and not think of Buffy, because we definitely talked about Buffy last night when we were watching it.
Yeah.
Like that's how I want to go as a vampire. Just dust me. Just let me fall over and then dust. I don't like all this melty, screaming, just painful.
Yeah.
I'm good on that. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and so then sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, so with the invitation thing, I have to look up these rules for vampires, because does it have to be a house? Is it my backyard? Can you just come into a car? Like, does it have to be an actual house? And then what constitutes a house that you have to be invited in? And who can invite you in? Just the owners?
Only the owners.
Yes. But then what's considered an owner? So, like, a kid who lives there doesn't technically own the house, or whoever lives in the house.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So not the owners, but whoever lives in the house.
Yeah. But that's weird, because as we'll see in the remake.
Right.
Skipping ahead.
The other vampire.
I think once you're invited by somebody currently inside the building, and once you've been invited in, unless they verbally rescind that invitation, you can come and go as you please.
Right.
I do remember from a Buffy episode when Angel had been bad, Buffy rescinds.
Yeah, I remember she was able to do that.
But because Angel already knew Mama Summers, or it was
I remember that.
Or the sister, one of those were like, oh yeah, come on in.
Come in. That was a great scene. That was hilarious. It was like, Joss Whedon's great at that comedy, but also scary, because it was very scary, because it's like, you guys just let in Angelus and you do not mess with Angelus, but in that comedy of, oh, here comes someone who has no idea what's going on, just saying, hey, come in. But yeah, we can talk about that more, because it's more relevant in the remake.
Yeah.
And I don't want to
Now
spoil
I'm just
anything.
picturing David Boreanaz, everyone.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Took a brief detour there. Listen, don't worry. In the next remake, you guys in for a treat. So bottom line, wouldn't have boned the vampire.
I mean, you would have, because you would have been hypnotized by his pheromone. He'd have been all up in that.
No. And here's why not. Because I don't talk to men that much older than me, Amy.
I was like, oh yeah, when he first met Amy, I was like, wouldn't you be uncomfortable? I'd be like, dude, she's 17, back up.
Well, that's all I kept thinking. I wrote it about 10 times. Amy is a minor.
Yeah, she's 17. But I guess once you're into you're hundreds of years old, it's like, well, it's kind of irrelevant at this point.
Once again, Bella and Edward.
What?
Once again, Bella and Edward.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's it's past the point of
no return at that point.
Yeah, it's you're hundreds of years old. I think we're past the point of relevancy now. But still, it was creepy.
Yeah. Okay, so next time, everyone, we will be talking about Fright Night 2011. Yes.
Surprise.
Which speaks about we got Colin Farrell for all you ladies. Who, by the way, looked at his IMDb. Brother has been in everything.
Oh yeah, he's solid.
Everything. So there's that. And yeah, that's all we have for today. Be excited, guys. We kept this one under an hour.
Yeah, look at us. Keeping it tight just for you guys.
Keeping it tight. Okay.
You know you like that.
I do. I had a kid. Things aren't tight anymore. It's fine. I'm just kidding. I had a C-section.
But I'm bummed. Just educate, not your mama's.
This is how we get the explicit rating every time. parental iTunes.
We try to earn that. We don't want you just tuning in and being like, there was nothing explicit in that.
Yeah, no, we don't. No false
We
advertising.
don't want to waste that.
No, we work hard for it.
Explicit.
So, yeah. So, as always, everyone, have a frightening Friday and a great weekend. And if you want to shoot us an email, horrorandheels@gmail.com. We're on the Twitter, we're on the Instagram, we're on the Facebook. Jen handles most of that stuff, but sometimes if you PM us, you'll get me or Jen. Now, the funny thing is, if you get Alicia, I'll never tell you which one of us you're talking to. I'll never know. Unless I say, oh, I'm in New York, and then you can
then you'll know.
And
I have been tweeting a little bit more. So our Twitter's a little active. I think we have like 20-something followers right now.
I mean, let's all be fair and call Twitter what it is, a cesspool. But it's a cesspool you got to be involved in.
So, horror cesspool at work.
The dumpster fire over there. Everybody's just fighting over Trump. Which I have it filtered so that I don't have to see any of that, which is nice. Love a nice filter.
37 followers. That's what we have. 37 followers on Twitter.
So. On Twitter. Woo!
Yeah, we're getting up there. But yeah, that's don't forget to subscribe, like, review, give us some stars.
If you review, we will shout you out. Even if it's a bad review, I will shout it out.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that Alicia, she's real obnoxious. I'll let the world know you said it. Don't be scared.
Don't
be proud.
Boy, don't be shy.
Don't be proud of your opinion.
Yeah.
And
we can't improve if we don't know why we suck.
Do we suck?
No, we don't suck. I'm just saying.
No. Well, I don't. I got the diamond ring. I don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, wow.
I'm just... Little tip for all you ladies who would like to give that up. Do it right in the beginning. Men are like carpet. Lay them right the first time. You can walk all over them for life.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I like
just a little humor. You can all tell that I'm pretty secure in the fact that my father will never listen to this podcast.
Right. But meanwhile, I'm recording with my dad in the other room, so
that's why Jen's keeping her pretty.
I'm very quiet when we get.
My father can't even tell you the name of my podcast, everyone. But I love him. He's a good dad. He just doesn't give a shit about horror movies, so he's never listening. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Although I do have feedback that my aunt listens, so sorry, Aunt Kathleen. Love you.
Have a kid. She has to know something's going on.
I'm like proof that somebody found me attractive enough to sleep with me at least. So there's that.
That's all you need once.
The first time I told that joke, my friends were way drunker than so they were laughing way more than that joke deserved, and I really appreciated it because I was 5 weeks postpartum and still sober, so it really
funny.
I needed the boost.
That's validation.
Okay. We're now just
talking to talk.
We're just talking to talk. So we're gonna say goodbye because if we keep doing this, we're not gonna be under that hour, and that's our. Especially, I feel like Fright Night Part 2. I got a lot of thoughts.
It's gonna be a minute. Yes.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.